guys, hope you guys are doing well. So I thought I'd make a YouTube video all about the pill and kind of why I've come off it, my experience coming off it. I've been now just over 5 months off the pill, and honestly I'm not going back. Like, it was the best decision I could have made for myself, my own kind of mental well-being and my own health. Let's talk about my experience with the pill, why I came off it, and what I'm doing now to kind of track my fertility and to prevent having a baby. So I was on the pill from the age of around 14, so I've been on it for about 4 or 5 years now, and I came on it to begin with literally just because I needed to prevent pregnancy. It was something that my mum obviously put me on when I was younger, and I have been on it ever since. So I've tried 2 different types of contraception. I've tried the patch, which is basically like a plaster that you can put on your body. I like that one. It didn't really have any like nasty side effects for me. It's just I didn't like it because when you took off the plaster, you've then got that kind of, you know, patch there where the plaster's been, and it hurts to scrub it off. If you know, you know. So yeah, I decided no, I didn't want that. And also where I would have the patch as well, if I was wearing a bikini or something, I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, it just, yeah, I just didn't like it at all. So that one went. And then I've been on the pill. So I started off on the pill, went to the patch for like a month or so, then went back to the pill. Haven't tried anything else. So the pill that I was on was this lovely pink packet here. I always say the name wrong. It's like Regividon. Regividon? Yeah, that. You know what I mean. And if any of you guys have been on this one, you may have mixed opinions. So I've been on this one, and I've been on a yellow packet as well. I forgot the name of the yellow packet, but it's basically like, there's a combined pill, which is this one, and then there's like the one where it's like one hormone, if that makes sense. So this one is the combined. It's got both progesterone and estrogen, and then the other one that I tried was just progesterone. Now I've obviously mainly been on this progesterone and estrogen pill since 14. I decided to give it a switch. There wasn't really any real reason for taking a switch. I was having headaches every now and then, sometimes migraines, and the doctors just advised me to change my pills, which I did. Changed it, and oh my holy grail, I literally lasted a month on that pill and I went back. My face literally flared up in spots so bad. Mood swings were everywhere. I just didn't feel like myself at all. I actually felt like I've lost myself, and it was literally the worst month of my mother freaking life. I changed back. So I changed back to this one, and I'm glad I did. But even after I changed back, I didn't even feel like myself still. I still felt like just not me, if you get what I mean. Like, I just didn't feel like, and a bit like an identity crisis, but I just didn't feel like me, both mentally and physically. I've come off the pill for quite a while now, just because I personally don't agree with putting fake hormones in your body, and I wanted to do it for mainly health reasons. But obviously everybody's kind of opinion and experience with these things is different. Obviously I came off it because of that, and it took me so long. I think the reason why I have like actually had the confidence to come off it is because I was in a relationship. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years. You know, if I do accidentally get pregnant, then it's not as bad as kind of like just hooking up with someone, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I came off it because I felt like I was in a time and place in my life where I felt like I could come off it, and you know, if the risk happened, the risk happened. But as well, whether you're on contraception or not, there's always a risk. So I kind of thought of it that way, and I kind of thought, well, whether I stay on the pill or I come off the pill, there's still a risk of me getting pregnant, and I would rather, you know, take that risk. Like, either that risk is still there either way. You know, as long as you're still wearing protection and you're tracking and things like that, tracking your cycle, then that is to help prevent pregnancy, which I'll go into how I'm now preventing pregnancy in a second. Had any kind of negative side effects to it? I would say I'd had headaches, kind of felt drowsy and had like brain fog quite a lot, but there isn't really anything that I kind of noticed majorly that happened when I came off of it. Saying that, after now 5 months, I can say there is a difference. I'm not bloating as much. I'm more, you know, have more energy in myself. That brain fog has now gone away. I feel more in control of my emotions and my mental health. And there's just so much more to it as well. Like, everybody's experience is different. When I first came off the pill, my kind of side effects was that I was more hungry. So I was struggling with weight gain for years, and I actually managed to gain weight quite a bit after I came off. I went from 65 kilos to 76 kilos in the last 5 months because I've just had my appetite back. Being on the pill, sometimes being on the pill can actually make you have an increased appetite. For me, it was the complete opposite, and I had literally no appetite on the pill. Along with also struggling with my own mental health and my own kind of eating issues, coming off the pill has literally made my appetite come back. So that is also a win, you know, in some sense it's a win, but also can't stop eating. So not periods were one thing as well that I noticed a massive change in. So when I was on the pill, I would have, you know, PMS symptoms leading up to my period, be very angry and like just frustrated with everything, really bad period pains as well, to the point where I'd have to call in sick to work, literally be bedbound. And now, since I've come off the pill, I get no period pain, just backache. I know, I actually had to Google it because I was like, is it normal to not be in pain on your period? And they're like, yeah, it's actually a sign of a healthy period. I was like, good to know, good to know. So yeah, that's good. The PMS symptoms are gone. Like a week before my period, I'm like, am I pregnant? Because I don't feel like this period's coming. And then it comes and I'm like, hallelujah. Also a major positive, I feel like I actually, you know, am in control of my body, you know, my own kind of hormones and things like that. Definitely in more control of my emotions, and when it comes to my period, I feel like I can still get up and do the things I need to do. Okay, give or take the first 1 to 2 days of my period, I'm a bit like, yeah, I don't really want to do much. I'm more achy than anything, but it's not as bad as what it was before. Obviously, like I said, everybody's experience is different, so you might come off the pill, come off whatever contraception you're on, you might not have the same kind of experiences as I do. So don't take this to heart and think, oh, but Sophie felt like this, so that's how I'm gonna feel. Everybody's different. My biggest advice for you is, if you do want to come off any type of contraception, is to do your research and make sure, you know, you're in a time of your life where you can do that and you're fully prepared. You don't want to, you know, come off it and then go back on it, which goes back on to my next topic. For years and years, I literally would come off the pill and then go back on it. When I was younger, I would come off the pill for a couple weeks and then freak out and be like, oh no, this was the wrong decision, and then go back on it. So just make sure that you're not messing up your hormones and, you know, confusing your body like that, and you are 100% sure of what you're doing. For me as well, with this pill, I could take a week break. So on my week break, I could avoid my periods. If I stopped taking the pill, my period would come for that week. Give or take, it'd take like 4 days to kick in before my body's like, ah, period. But then I'd only have like a 3-day period, and it wasn't too bad, but the pain I just hated, so I just avoided it. Nobody likes periods, okay? So if you could avoid it, why not? So yeah, most of the time I avoided it, and then every now and then I'd be like, my body, you know, my body's not healthy, I need a period. So every now and then I'll let myself have a little breather. But by doing that, going month to month, 1 minute having a period, next minute not having a period, it was messing up my hormonal health without me even realising. And even doctors would say, you know, choose one or the other, don't switch between the two. But I don't listen apparently, so here we are, here we are. Sophie's gut health and hormonal health was a shambles on the pill. I have evidence and research about the pill in general, that, you know, how it can affect your gut microbiome, microbiome. You know what I mean, like, you know, your gut health, it can mess up your gut health, and I have felt like different in myself since coming off it. So anyway, there's an improvement, that's all you need to know. I am tracking on getting not pregnant anytime soon, is by an app called Natural Cycles. Now, you might have heard Natural Cycles before. It's basically a fertility awareness kind of app. It can help you to track if you wanted to get pregnant. It can just be used to track your cycle naturally, but it also can help to prevent pregnancies. Now, what happens is, on this app is you get a thermometer, which you pay £10 for. You get basically a month's free trial. You pay £10 for this thermometer here, and this gets sent to your house. I think it's £10 every month after that, or you can do like a yearly subscription, but I just pay by month. And basically you take your temperature every morning, literally you just press this little button here and it will go on, pop it at the back of your mouth underneath your tongue, and it will do everything it needs for you. And the best thing about this as well is, if you are a snoozer like me and you snooze your alarm, you can literally get up, take your temperature, and then go back to sleep, and it will save the reading that you put in, which is super useful because it means you don't have to get up, type it into your phone, and then go back to sleep. You can literally just, you know, do it as and when. But the only thing is you're supposed to take it as soon as you first wake up. So if you're one of those that has a really crappy sleep cycle like me, I wake up pretty much sometimes all hours of the night. What I do is I take it, sometimes I won't take it as soon as I get up in the middle of the night, but I'll take it around the usual time I'd get up. So if I get up, usually every day I'm always up, let's say like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'll make sure I take up on that wake-in. But let's say if I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, let's say if I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then go back to sleep till 6, I will make sure I take it at the 5 o'clock, not the 6 o'clock, because it's not enough time for your body to go back into a deep sleep. So usually after like 4 hours of sleep, if you wake up, then you should kind of take it, because your body's not going to then go back into deep sleep, if that makes sense. It's something to do with like your body temperature and the regulation and like the cardiac cycle is all interlinked, but don't ask me anything about that because honestly I don't know. Best thing for you is to do your research. I literally watched so many YouTube videos on this before I started. I know people who have gone onto this. Some people have said they've got pregnant straight away by accident. Some people say obviously it doesn't work. Some people are like, oh, it's amazing, you know, I'm 3 years off the pill and I've not got pregnant. And honestly, it does depend on your body, but also how you use it, because a lot of the time if it's not working, it's because you're not doing something right. This app as well, so you have the app on your phone, and I'm just going to go through the app with you guys now, just a little sneak peek so you know what you're getting with your money's worth, but you can cancel anytime. So basically the app works like this. So I don't know if you guys can see, I don't know. So the app works like this. You have red and green, as you can see. So red days are basically a no-no. Don't have sex, you know, wear a condom if you go into things like that. Green days are you're good to go. So, you know, you can have it however you want. You don't have to use protection, don't have to use anything. Obviously, if you want to use protection on green days, go by all means. Like, you know, that extra bit of protection isn't gonna, you know, it's gonna benefit you if anything, but it's totally up to you. But I have been doing, you know, no protection on the green days and I haven't got pregnant. So I'm gonna go through as well. So with this app, it basically, you log your temperature every morning. You know, let's say for example, I don't know, I'm gonna pick a random day. So I'm gonna do yesterday, for example. So you basically click onto it, you put your temperature in at the top, and you can track other things. The good thing about this app is you can track whether you're sick, hungover, or if you slept differently. If that's the case, the app will literally just write off your temperature and automatically put it down as a red day, because obviously your temperature fluctuates. Sometimes, you know, we want to be as accurate as possible, and the app tries to kind of get to know you. To start with, when you start the app, there'll be more red days than green, just because the app's trying to get to know your cycle and who you are as a person. So yeah, you just have to bear with. It does work, but you have to be consistent and patient with it. So you can also put in whether you've had protected or unprotected sex, you know, whether it's withdrawal or not withdrawal. If you like taking LH tests, which basically track whether you're ovulating and fertile, you can also take them and then track that in the app, which is really good. Just kind of helps the app with your algorithm and know kind of your cycle a little bit better. Sex drive, your skin, any pain you're in, your mood. You can add extra notes as well. They also have like, they send you messages, and you can like learn so much on the app as well. So like if you're confused on how to use something or just anything like that, it literally says it all there, which is super perfect. And obviously you've got a 30-day, 31-day, sometimes 28-day calendar view. So it will also tell you when to take those LH tests if you want to take them. Obviously it's not a necessity, but it's always good. And obviously on the green days, it's just basically saying that you're not fertile. So then when you go onto the graph, so let me do one. This is a bit TMI, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So this is my graph from last month. So as you can see, it's going up and down. So at the top, it will tell you whether you've done it or you haven't, whether you've used protection or not, and you'll see by like different icons, and you'll get to know the app. But also you'll be able to see your temperature. So when your temperature spikes, that is when it's kind of indicated ovulation. But sometimes your temperature might spike earlier on in the month and then go down and then spike again. Obviously every month is also different, I've learned. Like not every month is the same, but it is around the same kind of cycles. Actually on my ovulation day today, so boy stay away. I will not be going near any men. It's not even working. So obviously I'm on cycle day, I don't know if you see it, but cycle day 17, I'm in my follicular phase, and you can obviously find out what that is. There'll be different phases of your cycle. You know, what is the ovulation window, what is ovulation. You can like put your mood tracker, use like a mood tracker as well, and it will tell you month to month, you know, based on previously logged data, you might experience this, and then you can like track any new data if you wanted to. So yeah, I'm like over halfway through my cycle now, and then I'll obviously after ovulation be going into a different part with mine thing as well. You can go on, this is not liking me today, is it? So you can also go onto this, which basically tells you your cycle length. So I have had 4 cycles from natural cycles, so I've had like basically 4 months of tracking, I guess. My cycle length is 29 days. I have a period length of 3 days, and it tells me when you kind of ovulation, if you have any spotting, periods. It's basically everything in one, which I find it so much better than any other app out there, because it literally helps you in so much more detail. Plus comes with this thermometer. Now obviously temperature isn't going to be the only thing that's going to predict ovulation. Ovulation will be predicted through your cervical mucus, your mood, there are so many other things, so don't just base it on that. The more you track and the more you put into this app, the better you are going to get a result out of it. So it's just remembering to kind of track, you know, set an alarm if you have to. This app's really good actually, and sends you notifications to get ready for bed. So it's always like, oh, you know, put your thermometer next to your bed, get ready, and then obviously you can set an alarm in the morning, which, you know, then you can put a message next to it saying, make sure to take my temperature. There have been times where I have forgotten to take my temperature and I've been fine, like if I miss a day or so, but you know, it's down to you. If you use the app as it should, you'll be fine, but like I said, do your research on it based on whether it's for you or not. But this is just my own experience and how I feel. Obviously if you come at me in the comments being like it doesn't work, blah blah blah, then that's you, not me. Like, it's worked for me, so that's all I'm saying. But I think it's a really good app in my own personal opinion. I think a lot of the time, especially like in school and stuff, we are not taught how to, like, our cycle works, how to track properly, because you can only actually get pregnant within a 7-day window of your cycle. So literally if you like wear protection or abstain for sex for those 7 days, you are more than likely going to be safe. A lot of people think that they're going to miss a pill or, you know, not do something and they're going to get pregnant straight away, but your cycle doesn't work like that, and we don't get taught that in school. All we're given is, oh, go on contraception, wear a condom. You know, we're not always taught kind of the ins and outs of things, and I think it's super important to find out about your own body as well, because everybody's different, everybody's cycle is going to be different. When I was on the pill, I had a 23-day cycle, and I have a 29-day cycle. You know, I had irregular periods on the pill. I now have regular periods. Like, you know, a lot of the time contraception can be beneficial. Can't even speak. Sometimes contraception can be beneficial for us, but also if we don't really need it, then why are we on it? You know, if there are other ways out there that are healthier, why not try it? So that's basically what I've done. I've been 5 months off it. I am going to put a little disclaimer in here because I feel like I need to be honest about this, but also if you know me, you'll probably be watching this being like, what do you mean you never got pregnant? Like, so with the first month of using it, the first week I came off my pill, I did get pregnant. Now, this was when I was just starting the app, you know, I was trying to get to know my cycle, and the reason why I got pregnant was because I had sex on ovulation day that I shouldn't. You know, I was completely aware that I had done that, and I'm not trying for a baby, but that's just what happened, you know. 2 and 2 come to 2, and boom, it happens. So yeah, that's what that happened, and you know, I was in a place where it was okay, but unfortunately I had a miscarriage, so that didn't obviously carry on. But then carrying on from that, tracking the app properly, not doing it on the days that you shouldn't be, and you know, haven't been pregnant since. So I'm a firm believer that it does work if you use it properly, and I am just kind of, you know, use me as a test subject. Not a test, that sounds dodgy. Don't use me as a test subject. Use me as, like, you know, I've done it, I've done it and I've tried it, and I can say that it definitely doesn't work if you have sex on a red day. If you accidentally have sex on a red day, obviously there are things out there like Plan B and whatever you want to do with that information, but yeah, if you use it properly, it'll be a story on being off the pill. I don't think I'll ever go back on the pill. I do actually have my pills here because they're unopened, but basically when I had a miscarriage, I was gonna go back on my pill. Sorry, I'm getting comfy. Yeah, when I had a miscarriage, I was gonna go back on my pill, and I was a bit scared because I didn't want to go through all that again, and you know, I just had it there. But I also was so, like, my heart was so on the whole thing of, you know, I don't want fake hormones in my body, so I just took the risk again. It has worked out for me. Obviously, I still have these pills here because if for whatever reason in my life, it's more of a security thing in my own head, I think. Like, I don't even need these, I could bin them, but I think I just keep them in a little drawer away, because if for whatever reason I was to change my mind, it's there. I mean, I know I can just go to the doctors and get them anyway, but yeah, I just don't have the balls to bin them yet, so even though I'm not even taking them. But yeah, that is basically everything about my pill, the contraception that I've been on. If you have any questions or anything, do let me know and I'll answer them either below, or if you just private message me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have the rest of a good rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next video.